Hello everyone. My name is Gerone Wright, and you're here with me on my Geronification channel um, on YouTube. Okay, in this video, I am going to be decoding what there is to be known, which is hidden in secret behind Stonehenge. Okay, I'm gonna make this a two-part video, which means that I'm going to have more that's coming behind this, because what led me to what I'm going to show you right now is my following of that of this Merlin character, whom supposedly levitated these massive blocks, which weigh in some cases up to 50 ton, to this location through Wales, from a quarry, I guess, on the other side of Britain there. Okay, so therefore, I through my paranormal experience and encounter, I have going towards 150 videos here, and in each one of these videos, I'm claiming that I've had an experience and encounter, paranormal experience and encounter, wherein it is continuous and endless, and I'm able to see things for what they truly are, and I in some cases be decoding images which actually have multi-dimensional presences encrypted in them through Renaissance art, so forth and so with there. But anyway, I'm going to do something a little different in this video, and what I'm basically going to do here is I'm going to show you what is right before your eyes and what I can actually do, and through it's like a sense that I have, a sense of awareness that makes me able to see these things for what they truly are. And it's like Stonehenge, the meaning of it has, and the presence of it has eluded everyone for seemingly forever. I mean, people, the best of scholars and scientists, have been all over this trying to figure out what's going on. It's my position that in Britain's ancient history, that Stonehenge, what it was utilized for, basically was known. Okay, and I'm going to show you that a little later on as well too, on how that this Stonehenge, there's a select few that actually knew all along what Stonehenge was about. The symbolic meaning there inside in this sense, but not on a larger scale, on why this thing is so humongous and why it would actually be able to be seen from above, and perhaps even in space. It's my position that those that know the smaller end of what's going on, the detail of what's happening here, have no idea of what's going on the larger scale. And this, people, is what allows me to look back down on it and see. Now, when you look down on this, all you see is a bunch of stone objects in a circle, and it just looks absolutely amazing. Let me show you what these beings that created this are trying to send to the message out in space. Now, how I can see this for what it truly is, and many other structures and things that can be seen from that, it seems like from above, high above. When I look back down on it, I see everything for what it is. I see it through the eyes of those that they want to send this message to. And I hope that makes sense to you. In other words, these messages that our ancient ancestors were trying to send to the gods, I can see the message that they're sending and they're relaying, as if I was looking down back upon, and I can actually understand what is actually being said here. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm telling you. Okay, here's an image of Stonehenge from above. Now, people have been trying to figure this out for the longest. Okay, now I'm gonna do this before you, because I'm gonna make this an amazing video, and I'm gonna make it short and sweet and right to the point. All right. First of all, you have the trench. Okay, and then a monolith structures and that are encircled there. All right, I'm gonna set the trench ablaze. This is a red marker I'm going to set this. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. I'm going to set this trench ablaze. This is a red marker. So this is fire. Let's fill this trench with oil. Now, I set that ablaze. See that? That's fire. Let's imagine these as fire coming from the trench. Oil. Or a flammable substance filled in this trench. Alright. We have flames. There's flames. See, do I have an orange marker here? Let's make those flames more realistic. Let me see if my orange marker. Alright. I guess I can't get it with that. But you get the idea, right? Alright, flames. Now, I'm going to do something a little different. Now, let's highlight this guy here. And I should have went in actually closer, but let's highlight that guy right there. Alright, I should have went in closer. Or down at the bottom. Okay? So you're with me though on this, right? Do you know what that is, people? That is a ovum, if I'm saying that, with the Gerone Reptilia. That's what that is. It's showing you the egg of a female being inseminated with sperm. Female's egg being injected with sperm. That's what that is. And here's what I was trying to actually say. A ovum with Gerone radiata surrounding it. This is what is being mimicked right there with Stonehenge. Showing you the altering of the building blocks of the originating seeds of life. And that's what's being going on. When this is set ablaze, this is the symbolic meaning behind Stonehenge. The altering of mankind's genetics. This is a seed, and they're reproducing that on a lifelike scale. So whatever's brought in here through rituals is being altered, and they're highlighting it in a symbolic way. And this alignment with space, the whole nine, all of this is creating the sense of everything that I have just said. Now, for those of you that find this absolutely amazing, look at the shape of this and look. It's identical. Hold it. Let me get a smaller one. Well, that's identical to the shape of semen. Sperm. There's the egg. That little tail that's made right here, people, is identical in shape to this. Look. That's what this is representing. Check this out. Let me bring it to you on a larger scale. Look at this with the tail. And look at this. The circle, when set ablaze, represents that of the seed and the sperm being injected in it. And everything that transpires in here, that chemistry, is being reacted on a human scale. And the image of this is being projected into space. Those looking down, the gods are looking down upon, they're showing you that they're behaving in the sense of that of God. They're showing you something that is going on inside of a female's body in a lifelike sense. And that's what this reenactment is at Stonehenge. Amazing, isn't it? Sperm being injected into the reenactment of an egg, and these are the building blocks that are actually taking place. What's actually going on here, and this is what this is all about. And I know also something else about the stones that I'm actually leaving out, but I'm gonna cover base with that with you on something else. Here's that image on a smaller scale, and back to this again. That's what Stonehenge is representing. Look at this, people. Look at the egg inside. Look at this. Imagine it's filled with oil. There's our flames like right there. And look at the seed inside. It's the same exact thing, except this right here doesn't have the tail on it. But it's the same exact thing. It's showing you that these people were reenacting. Now, what else this does, I'm going to tell you somewhere else where this is taking place, where there's a symbol. Because this is now changing. Here's the Anak babies. And this noun, which is supposed to be the sun, I'm telling you, is not. It is the ovum with the corona radiata. In fact, the radiata, the corona radiata, meaning the. And it actually takes that. It's, you know, what kills me is about this is that it even has the. It's symbolic of that of if it was a sun, radiation, Reptilia. You get the picture when I'm actually saying Reptilia surrounding it. It's the image of the sun, but it's actually a female reproductive part of that of the female. Now, they said that this is a sun. Then why on each tail of this again you have what appears? Let me bring up one in closer. Okay, I'm gonna bring that this in closer. It's because it's a reverse scenario of Stonehenge, and that's what I'm actually driving at. Look at the ends of these right here. Of these lines supposedly coming from. This is not sun radiation. You know what I'm telling you that each one of those represent? Look at how there's a hook, like a snake on the end. Look at that, like an open mouth of a snake. I'm telling you that people, is that. Representing sperm cells. And now, through what I have discovered, this can properly be read, which I already knew. I have decoded this already. And Stonehenge can be properly read. Now, this is the female's egg. And this is a reverse scenario of what is being stated here. Now that I have your attention, what is being altered? Well, from the beginning of time, the genes that are being bridged over are that of ape and African. So, this is what is being, the message is here. So now, how can I prove that? Because I know through my paranormal, through my sense of awareness with what's happening here. I instinctively know what is happening. It's almost like if I was there doing these ceremonies and everything and what actually occurred and what's going on. So, but how can I show you that I know what I'm talking about without there being me taking you back in through some type of dimensional time portal and all of that? I mean, this, that, and the third. So, how can I show you? Well, I was put onto this in the first place by, excuse me, by looking at Merlin and how those stones was moved there in the first place, which I've decoded as well too. I know what it all means, how these blocks got there, and the story of Merlin, which I'm going to be doing in the second part of this, okay, when I get around to it. So I look at images of what's going on and these blocks and all of that. First, let me say that this image here, I have it written down. What do I have? This image is in the giant helps Merlin build Stonehenge, from manuscript of the Roman Debra by Wace, and it's in the British Library, Egerton, and it says 3208 or something like that there. First of all, I'm going to draw your attention to the fact that this painting or this image in the book has been altered. And how I know it's been altered is because I sense multi-dimensional images which are encrypted in the hair of these beings, painted, these images painted, and also in the legs. So, what did they do? For what they did, the person that altered this image, this original image, this is the reason why you see lines now that do not match the painting, to conceal what is actually being said in the truth of this image. Renaissance artists used the hair as a form, because the hair represents the genetics, mankind's genetics as well too. We know that if you wanted to do a DNA test or find out what's going on with your body DNA, you can use hair. Well, Renaissance artists encrypted multidimensional images within the hairs of these individuals that they depicted. Now, this image, Google the image, and of the giant helping Merlin build Stonehenge, and you will see that this image was altered. Look at the hair. And in fact, here in this image here, which I'm going to draw you here, first of all, here up in this being here, the giant, there's a serpent on that tip of his head that's actually going out, but they done rounded it off because this image now, like I said, has been altered. But here, the boy, you'll see that his hair now that they draw this line across is not even where his true hairline is. It's actually his hair comes up higher. Do I have a pointer that I can use? His hair actually comes out to here somewhere. And there's a multi-dimensional image which is there, and I know what that multi-dimensional image is. The hair comes up here. But someone came along after the artist created this image and made highlighting marks to give it hairlines where they are not supposed to be. And look at these images. It actually takes away. If you look more closely now that I done showed you, even here, they've been altered. And even in the legs. Look at how the legs are disconfigured. You know why? Because the legs actually have shapes of the creatures which were actually involved in this genetic bridging process. And that's what this is all about. Now, when you Google this image, the giant helping Merlin build Stonehenge, look at what I have just pointed out to you, how this painting was altered to keep you from seeing the secret, which is really truly behind the message in this painting. However, forget all of that. This painting helped me find what I'm going to show you next. Now, you cannot see it, but I know. Look at the. Hold on. Can I bring this in closer? When I'm drawn to this image, it's like I'm there. I know what this image is actually being stated. First of all, look at the face at this person right here, this boy. It's disfigured in a way. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the face. It looks almost like an animal face. And then you can actually see the hairline here, actually, by the darker color that comes up. I know what all of this is and what this is symbolic of. Then, in a transparent-like image, which you don't see, and I can see, is I see the face of a woman right here. And the boy's thumb comes back towards the woman's face and her mouth and the eye, and there's the hair. I know that this represents this image of Merlin and this giant, and this represents a bridging over, because I know the genetic grail or genetic holy grail to who we are. I know that all of this here in the middle, in this red portion, represents that of African, of that of ape, and I know what this is symbolic of. And these creatures that they so-called call themselves getting rid of out of the image, which are encrypted in this painting, I know what this means. And I know that this in the center, this red portion, represents the blood. Now, you're looking at this picture and say, well, Jerome, this is just a painting and all of that. So now, all I have to do is come current from what I just told you here, what you can't see. Or, I mean, even if you want to believe me, you have trouble believing me because of the fact that, well, damn, you know, Jerome, I mean, I want to, your other videos are pretty cool, and you touch base on a lot of things, and a lot of things you say make sense, but how can you still draw? Now, you don't see a woman with hair there, you don't see the eye, you don't see the nose, but through my multi-dimensional sense of awareness, I know that I'm on point with all of this. So, let me take this away. It's showing you that building blocks were altered of mankind at Stonehenge. Now, when I come back in my next video, I'm gonna come back to this image, and I'm gonna do the thing with Merlin and all of that, and I'm gonna show you what this is all about. Because why is Merlin reaching around? If the giant is helping Merlin build Stonehenge, why is Merlin reaching around this column and his hand seemingly going towards the penis of this child here, of this boy here? What's the significance of that? And even the boy being there. It's genetic bridging, people. That's what it's telling you that this is a representation of. I know how the giant came into the picture. I know what Merlin represents and stands for. I know what is being symbolized by Merlin, how these blocks got to Stonehenge. I know what the whole myth about all of that is being stated here. Okay? I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to let that go. Because what I want you to know is that Stonehenge is actually a representation of this. The female reproductive system, and this being an egg with sperm. And that's what that's being symbolized as. Now, I'm going to bring you to modern times. If what I'm stating is true, that this place is representing a place of where genetics were being bridged over, and they did it in a holy-like form, in a ritual-like way, a cauldron-like way, a cult-like way. So the message can be seen, not just and felt just in the presence of it here, but that of throughout space, as seen from space. Then it would be going on today, right? Now, I want to show you something. On how easy it is to understand what is actually being happening. Here's a ceremonial image at Stonehenge. Of a ceremony taking place, and it's called the parade at Stonehenge. Okay? Remember this image. Oh, let me draw that image out that I can show you right quick. Let me draw that out for you. I'm going to highlight that so I can show you. Look at that for a moment, and I'm going to show you what I see. I'm going to show you something what I see. I just made it. You see this here? This red figure right there? This is what I see right here in a transparent image that I just drew out for you in the red. So what does it mean? It's showing you that the blood, which this is in red, the building blocks of the blood of that of our African ancestor, our black ancestor, has been altered, been bridged over. So here we are now in a modern ceremonial setting, and what is it saying? It's saying the same thing. Look at this parade-like piece. Now I just showed you with the hair and all there being here, and guess what, people? Now we're in Britain. There's nothing but Caucasian counterparts all around this place. Now granted, there are some people of color in Britain. I agree with you. But how is it by chance that this female, black female, a person of color, look at this woman, is holding this symbolic object that represents something that is so ancient? At Stonehenge. Let's go back again. This ceremony. Now we all know. Hold on. Let me go somewhere else with you with this. We all know that red represents blood, or that it's referencing that of blood, or in demonic, and in a demonic-like sense with that of the devil. We all know that, right? So therefore, now I already in previous videos I already told you that the demonic settings and figures and scenarios that are in the Bible, that are referenced in throughout all ancient texts and ancient history, is a reference of that of when they talk about casting demons and all of that. It's a genetic reference with that of the blood, or it's a sense of a demonic presence with that of our ancient genetics, of our ancient ancestors, which references that of people of color, specifically Africans, or genetics of the African descents, or that of the blood. So, here we have a person of color. Right there. Can you see that real good, people? See that woman there? Holding a symbolic symbolization from that of Stonehenge, which I'm telling you is here. This message is the same exact thing stating right there. And look at the face of that person there, that discombobulated face, by the way. Now, these two almost looking normal, but in a sense, they really don't. Because if you look at them, if you look at the snout on that giant, you can tell that there's something genetically going on there. And then you look at the snout of this guy, and then if you look at the teeth, all of these messages are the same. And in fact, if you look at the only one that actually looks, in fact, the giant, And in fact, if you look at this, I wanted to be sure that I said that. If you look at this, the only person that actually looks normal-like is Merlin. Look at the look. You can see what's going on here. Look at the mouth area of Merlin. I mean, of the giant there, and the snout. And look the same thing with the boy. And then you don't see the other transparent images, or you don't. Now that they done hid this by outlining it, you don't know what the message is, which I know there. And then if you look at the boy's head, it tells you who they genetically are, and it tells you what's going on here with Merlin as well too. And this is why this painting was altered in that book, and highlights were put there. Now I put this here just now because this is what I can see. I can see through the underlying messages and what's being stated here. I'm going to let this video go with that. Stonehenge is a symbolic place that represents the female egg. You have to circle. This is Stonehenge. Imagine Stonehenge in the middle here, people. That ramp, that opening that comes in, that tail, I call it the tail, that comes in, it shows you an injection. And every time they came in and filled this place with that flammable substance, Stonehenge, and set it ablaze, and they're in the circle that's in the shape of sperm, they're sending a message to those above that we are altering creation. And this is semen, represents semen. And that flame is the ovum with Gerone Reptilia surrounding it. The flaming egg. I'm going to call it the flaming egg. Look at that. The flaming egg. Because now, people, on your Drupa stones and throughout all of everything ancient where the sun is being symbolized, we now have to look at it through the title for the first time that Gerone Wright has given it to you here. The flaming egg, which is the ovum, the woman's reproductive system. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel, and Stonehenge is now decoded by me. The entire story of story of Merlin, the way these blocks were levitated there, the whole nine, I can decode all of that now, because now everything that I've discovered is all interlinking. You see that image? This is just a plastic version of it, but now I know what all of this means and represents. I can bring you this in a conclusive and convincing way because I know what all of this means. I'll see you in my next video. I hope that you like this video, and people, I can't miss, because I'm having a genuine experience and encounter which allows me to see things for what they truly are, as if I was the person that created all of this, and if I'm the person that this message is being sent to be looked down upon on, and as if I am the person that beyond all other people that can bring this message to you. I'm going to end there. Thank you for watching.